we wanted to talk about somebody, and we wanted to talk to somebody on this.
Oh, that's right. This is kind of important, honestly. This is a big one.
Yeah. So so in the conservative world, and I'd say just in media world in general, Crowder's name rings through, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether you have strong opinions on him, or you have strong love for the guy. He has been doing his thing for over a decade now. He's built Mug Club. I think he single-handedly put the Blaze on the map. I think
Pioneer.
I think the dude's just a total monster when it comes to comedy and when it comes to really fighting for what's right out there.
He's a force to be reckoned with. Smart guy, good heart, does it for the right reasons. You can see that he really means what he does.
Yes.
It's not just a sham. And especially now that this has come out, I love this guy. I'm 100% on his side.
Totally.
You see his heart, man. You see his heart. He's doing it for the right. It's not the money. It's not the business.
Yeah.
He's doing it because he believes in it. He wants to affect change, and he thinks that it really, really matters. And I agree with him. Agree with him 100%.
And I can tell you this, that me and him, like, God,
we should set it up, though. I think that we're losing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
this is what's going on.
Yeah, so here's what's going on. So Steven Crowder took his month vacation like he typically does around Christmas. He's a real Christian guy, so, like Christmas, New Year's, all that's all off limits. He spends it with his family. He's
good boy.
Yeah, good father, good family man, really good husband. Just the works. I'm telling you, he's one of those guys that you like really look up to. Yeah, he's a good guy. So anyways, before though he became a free agent from the Blaze, I honestly don't think that they could afford him anymore, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the product gets bigger than the company, and you got to part ways. It's business. It's just business.
And everyone understands that.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of people there was pretty much two avenues that he was going to go down. He was either going to sign with another company, but obviously he was going to know his worth this time around, or he was going to create his own network, which a lot of people are doing, i.e. Timcast, Daily Wire, The Blaze, all those guys. So nobody really knew where his next move was going to be, but we had ideas, and there was a strong feeling that it was going to be Daily Wire, just due to his and Ben Shapiro's relationship. They've known each other over a lot of years. I can tell you this: it's like I don't blame Daily Wire for the contract they sent over. I think that it's one of those things. Once again, it's just business and stuff like that. But I think Crowder was really hurt on this. I think that he was expecting a lot more, deductive reasoning from Ben Shapiro to say, well, he's never going to go for this. This is everything that he stands up against. This is censorship. This is playing ball. This is making sure you don't rattle any cages. Which honestly, that's the whole. Yeah.
Show him the contract.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll play this clip. But so they sent him a contract, $50 million over 4 years, but basically all rights to his social media show, name, likeness, all that goes out the window. He was going to be penalized if he wasn't monetized. Meanwhile, he hasn't been monetized for 3 years.
Which means that you have to bend the knee to big tech, because if you don't play ball by their rules, they demonetize you. So that essentially means he's being censored.
Yes.
And he can't put the message out. And he's basically under the thumb of the very powers that he seeks to overthrow, destroy, fight, whatever the fuck you want to say. Diminish, doesn't matter what it is. But basically, like, you're giving the enemy that you're fighting power over you, literally.
I mean, you're signing it over.
What you're doing,
yeah,
which perpetuates the exact issue as to the entire reason why this man exists and why he created the show and why he does what he does. I mean, he even explains he could just be a stand-up comic or go do something else.
Yes,
he'd be completely successful, make plenty of money. He doesn't need to fight this fight. He's fighting this fight because he believes in the fight. It's not about the business and the making money, and that's where the dissonance comes in between Daily Wire and
Daily
Crowder.
Wire's business and Crowder's has an agenda.
With a traditional model of generating revenue, and that's what their bottom line is making profit. His bottom line is to actually fight this fight and do this cause. So that's why he was so hurt, is because he thought that they were fighting for the same reasons and they had the same cause and the same directive and goals. And then he found out that they're just as much a business as the left-wing media and all that. And they're actually giving themselves over to the left-wing media by allowing these contracts to exist and having that power over them.
The whole thing is that, and this has been going on for a while now, that right-wing media has been censored and censored hard.
Which
under wraps and that
shit.
Exactly.
Which is what he's advocating.
And that's what he's doing, and that's what he was completely against. Let's pull that
We're going to play part of it. He'll explain it here in the video. Yeah. It'll make a lot of sense, but you'll kind of see what he's going for.
And I think that the whole, Daily Wire just wanting to, let's play nice with everybody. But meanwhile, that's literally what this fight has been going against for so long. And I think that it was really confusing to Steven Crowder when he got this contract, and it was everything. It was like tailor-made everything against that he doesn't like. So this is him explaining some of the stipulations to the contract.
And I highly recommend, there's a follow-up video that he did after this earlier today. It's about 15 minutes long because the Daily Wire put out a rebuttal where they basically explained how business works and how contracts work and all that. And then he came out and spoke on that, and his point again stands is that he's not talking about money. He's not talking about business. He's talking about what's just, what's right, how to make change in the world, and etc. You'll hear some of it. But watch the follow-up clip that he does too. It's brilliant. Good man. Bless you, Steven Crowder. I'm on your side, man.
I now know what you are signing out there. I have the luxury of not having to. I don't have to be here. I don't have to say this. Please, don't sign this. Certainly not without professional legal counsel representation. Do not sign something
I feel emboldened.
that includes, let me go through this. Effectively, full ownership of all your social media platforms, channels, in perpetuity, the rights to your content, name, image, likeness, even the ones that you've built. Don't sign contracts out there that include multi-million-dollar penalties for different. Let me read you an example of what I mean. And this would be if it was me. If Crowder fails to deliver a monthly content in any month or any of the quarterly content in the corner, including any and all ad reads, and by the way, all these contracts came with 3, 4, 5 ad reads per show, which would fundamentally change what this show is.
He does one per episode.
I get those dollar bills.
See, I love him, man.
Yeah.
If I failed to do that, it would be a $250,000 reduction in fee per quarter. If, let's say, we did do everything per quarter, but annually maybe missed something, like let's say we went and did a Change My Mind instead of a daily show, which of course requires a lot more work, it'd be a separate $1 million penalty
to be
for that if you miss a single piece of content. And the amount of content required is not in line with, frankly, it's worse than Disney. It's worse than ABC. It's worse than NBC. It's worse than CBS. This is ownership of you and everything that you do. But here's, just to drive it home, don't sign something that has another $100,000 daily penalty if it's not signed off on beforehand. You get you get hit by a car, you have a sick day.
Talk about castration.
I know.
You lose $100,000 a day. Hey, anyone wonder why there's burnout in this? Anyone wonder why you have kids come up and they leave? They're never to come back? You think if you had that kind of a penalty, you think if someone said, hey, we're going to penalize you $10,000 every day you miss coming into work, you think you'd be stressed?
Who would go for that? Yeah, really.
This is worse than the left frames their contracts. Again, of course I didn't sign any of these things. But I now know what other kids are signing out there. And here's the worst part. Yeah, that's terrible. I think it's, I just think that's wrong to treat people that way.
But, dude, I love this guy, man.
This is where
cut him down.
I'm going through this, and I need to take some time because
this needs to be out in public. We need to know this shit.
The truth is, Ben Shapiro put out a tweet saying he doesn't know about contracts, big business. You know what, dude? Honestly, I think he's looking at him like forget contracts, big business, forget all that. How dare you? We're friends. How dare you say that?
In general, how dare you hold our people to this?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be fighting the good fight. Like free speech, get away from big tech, stop being censored, stop being controlled, create new platforms, let's go a different direction.
Yeah. And
then you literally sign your life over to them, which he hasn't even gotten to the part yet where he explains how you actually have to maintain the big tech guidelines. Yeah. So that's the number one thing that bothers me. That's the big one.
Dude, he's handing him strings and going, all right, well, time to be a puppet. I mean, who would, especially this guy. The truth is that I never want to be a sellout. I want to tell myself that I'd never be a sellout. This guy actually walks the walk, though. Yeah. There's a big difference between people that are willing to do this and people that are saying that they're saying
putting his money where his fucking mouth is, bro.
Me and this guy promise to always follow those guys. We will sleep in our car before we ever sold out.
Authenticity. Only what we truly believe, what's coming from our hearts.
Exactly.
From now until the end. I don't care if we crash and burn. I don't care if they take it all away one day. Authentic. Enough of this bullshit.
From one subscriber to 10 million, I never want to change.
Be yourself, tell the truth, stand up for what's right. And
yes.
That's how you take the power away from these evil forces, is by not being complicit and going along with it. Unfortunately, sometimes there needs to be a martyr out there, and if that has to be, then so fucking be it. But if it is him, I'm going to align myself with this shit. I'm going to get his back. I'm going to support him just like Andrew Tate. And I'm going to fucking fight with these guys. They're fighting for a real change. Enough is enough. But like, listen to this part where he talks about the big tech part.
Yeah.
To be really, I haven't been happy for a while because when you know what goes on behind these scenes and you see how many people are complicit, it creates an air of hopelessness. It really does. Where you think the people who are supposed to be linking arms and fighting with you, fighting for you, want to punish you. So here's the worst part. Do not, kids, under any circumstances, sign a contract with people who claim to be conservative, but will penalize you 25% for any demonetization or sponsor boycott. Look, let me read this to you. If any of the major platforms, oh no, sorry, that's the second one. Let me go back to the first one. There's another 20%. It's 45%. You get a content strike. Let's start with the demonetization.
Just
for if blank is boycotted or dropped by more than 50% of the advertising partners, the company is not able to replace them within 90 days, the fee will be reduced by 25%. That's a sponsorship boycott. So that's saying, hey, liberals, boycotts work. Mm-hmm. They work on our guys. We'll punish them for you. Let me go on.
Exactly
Specifically,
right.
YouTube demonetization. If any of the major platforms issues a content strike such that Crowder cannot be monetized on such platform, and the company is not able to resolve the issue within 90 days, the fee will be reduced by 25%. Moving.
So the subtext of this at the end of the day is you either do what we say, how we say it, and how we want you to do it. Otherwise, we're going to take all your money away.
Yeah. Well, and
they're pigeonholing you.
Absolutely.
And if you're not rich like him, where you can't just say, go fuck yourself, you don't have fuck you money.
Yeah.
And you're coming up and you're making your bones in this world, like, you're going to get control. You're going to take a knee to that. Most people will.
And and if they're talking about demonetizing, if you've watched Crowder over the years, you've seen it. You know, he's a half Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond. That's
I love Bill.
He's been fighting these guys. Could you imagine like that feeling of what's that when you fall in love with your captor? That syndrome.
Stockholm.
Could you imagine the Stockholm syndrome you'd feel by like fighting these people all these years for what's right, and then signing over and going, where do you want me? Where do you want me to be? Honestly, it's degrading. It's degrading.
Do you know what it reminds me of? And this is kind of stupid. It's a perfect analogy. It reminds me of Xerxes in 300. Do you remember where the fucking hunchback dude, he's like, I'll give you gold and women, and he fucking betrays him and goes over to the enemy side. But that was his MO with everyone he tried to conquer, was he would offer them riches and power as long as you serve me.
Yes.
You see, and that's exactly, dude, big tech and the left and all this shit, they're fucking Xerxes, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the same exact mentality and strategy, more or less. It's disgusting. And you need a Leonidas to die in the field and fight for that to change anything.
A dictatorship that wants their views, their thoughts, and
will make you rich and powerful if you only serve me. That's why it's so important what this man is doing right now, especially if he follows through, because by actually taking action and creating some kind of change and offering a solution, right?
Yes.
You're going to embolden and inspire people to do the same. You're going to show them that it's possible, that it has been done, and you should do it too. And it's just like, I have this thing called the open freeway lane analogy, more or less. So it's like if you're in traffic on the freeway and there's 4 lanes, and one lane is wide open, but no one's in that lane, and the other 3 are just jammed bumper to bumper traffic. And you'd be sitting there for an hour. What happens if one person gets out of that lane and goes into the open one and takes it? What happens next?
Suit.
Bam, 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 bam. And that's why this is so important. That's why I will pile on. He's going to create a network. He's asking young content creators to come and join his platform, his network. We're going to apply for it.
Yep.
Not even just because of the money and the fame and all that shit. I believe in what he's doing and his cause. I don't even care if he pays me. I'll get a restaurant job out there and do this show for free just to be a part of this movement. This is a great man doing a great thing. I respect it. I honor it. Thank you, Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
Do you want to play any more of this? You want to play a little bit more?
No, we're good with this, but we do want to say, for a guy that's willing to die on this hill, we'll be right there with you. I promise you that. 100%. We really do appreciate everything Steven Crowder does.
100%.
Everything he's done. Because it really did change the course of what was going on in a major way. There's a lot more people standing up.
And here's the thing, too, like, you know, everyone, like, there's the two sides. Here, let me put this back on screen real fast before we get into this. Sure, there's the two sides, and everyone feels strongly about their side, the left and the right, and blah, blah, blah. And you can say, like, you're not a Crowder fan or whatever. But the truth is this. The truth is, whether you agree with him, believe it, see it differently or not, that man is doing what he truly believes is right in his heart of hearts from a good place. because he wants things to genuinely be better. He wants things to be more fair. He wants to take care of people. It's from a good place. Whether you agree with it or not, you cannot say that this man isn't doing a brave and decent and noble thing. He's operating from his heart. He's taking risks. He's doing it because he thinks it's right. And he's facing persecution over it.